Nobody can hear us, which is good. We are hidden. Can you see me at all or no? Yeah. Camera. Let me try something here. Twitch virtual cam? OBS? That's so weird. Maybe because it's trying to run in the other thing too. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna make a quick change. It's good to hear y'all. It's good to see y'all, and I'm so sorry. Let's try to get this working. I thought I had this. I thought I was a genius, but I'm not. All right, I'm never gonna be able to stop Ganon with this sort of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do something. All right, this is very weird and tough. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna pop over into the stream. I'm gonna talk to the stream if anybody's in there, and then I'm going to let them know that I'm making some adjustments. So hang tight. It's the stream. Hello, if anybody's watching. Right now, there's a little bit of technical challenges, so bear with me. I'm going to try and get GUI McKenna into the chat with video. I thought I had it set up, but I've actually bollocksed it up, as they say in jolly old England, and I'm going to go ahead and try something out. So bear with me. These were supposed to be, hey, Flashback 64 bud, you're here. It's good to hear. It's good to hear from you. There's you're gonna see a cool background. Pretend when we come back to it that you, in fact, did not see it. So let's go here. I'm going to go to, is it window capture? Let's try that. Window capture, and I will say Discord. Thanks, folks, for hanging. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, is there a way for me to make it larger? Pop out. Oh yeah, I think we might be in business, folks. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Discord, hold on here. Discord, yes. Discord. Okay. And then, whoop. Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. We got David Hellman in the chat. David, please don't judge me too much for not knowing how to do this ahead of time. We're gonna try to figure this all out. It's gonna be a little bit dicey looking, and I apologize. I'm not sure if there's a way to crop this image better. So if there isn't, there is. Okay. Oh, I love this. Oh my God. Oh, let's see. 0 pixels. Will it do it automatically as I try? Oh. Okay, hang tight. Let's go to this. I'm cropping. For folks who can't see, I'm cropping. Can you do me a favor? Can anybody hear GUI McKenna if we talk? If they talk. If you all say something. I can hear you. David, are you able to hear anybody if they speak? Made it. Heck yeah. Andrew's here. Can anybody hear? Request for chat. Request for chat. I only hear new shit. Hold on. Yes, and I've actually moved it down. Hold on. If I bring this up, can you guys say something again? Shoot. Hold on. Nicothy. No, I don't see any bars. Let me do, you know what, though? Maybe if I do this. Test. Say something again. Oh, God, hold on. One sec. Speakers, no. Speakers, output. Speakers? Say something again.
Again.
We may have got it. Hold on, I'm seeing bars. Can the crowd, can the audience see bars?
God.
We got bars. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm gonna do a quick crop. This is the best thing in the world. Okay, hold on. If I do this, if I do this, I know this is how it should look. If I do, I'm trying to crop, but I don't quite know if it's doing it. let's just see here 1 second. Bounding box type.
Ooh. Bounding box type.
Reset position. Okay, let's see here. It may just look like this. And if that's the case, will everybody be okay if we just do it this way?
I think you do.
You know what I can do?
Well, I'm gonna delay, but I think you do. I'm like looking at OBS myself. I think you do edit transform, and then where it says there should be crop left, right, top, bottom. Yes. And that's what you want to edit.
Let's see here. I'm gonna do this. So now we've got a little bit more space at the very least, if I can't figure this out.
Okay.
Funny thing is I'll probably have to do it. Okay. I'll have to probably do it on with guest reading. Yes, I'll have to do it here too. That's okay. That's all right. Let's just go ahead. I don't know how to do this. I am going to go ahead and in the interest of time, let's just go ahead and start talking. This is so chaotic. This is so chaotic. Thank you, everybody. Alt and drag. The slide will crop. What? Alt. Oh my God. Is this going to be the case? Alt.
Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm being told. That's what. Oh my God.
I'm seeing the stream on delay, so.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna do this. So folks who haven't joined the stream before, this is new. This is new. This is exciting. I'm Nick. This is Instruction Derby. In theory, it's Instruction Derby. But we're doing something new today. We're going to experience 2 manuals, time permitting. I do have a meeting at 1:30 that I have to get to. And after I completely screwed up the technical aspects of this, I'm not sure we'll make it through all the way. We're going to try to go through Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. But for the first time ever, we have guests. 2 of my favorite people, the folks who hosted the official podcast of Blue Sky Flashback 64, Gui and McKenna. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves to the folks who are here? I think everybody probably knows you, but this is helping me stretch for time as well. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that was a pretty good introduction. What more could we even say?
Hopefully something, because I'm trying to find a link.
Okay, McKenna, what?
We're Flashback 64, the chronological Nintendo 64 podcast.
Yes.
Where we talk about the games and also the cultural and historical backdrop.
And sometimes we even read game manuals with Nick. So if you like this, we've got at least like 3 episodes. And more planned, where we do this we just sort of jack this vibe and do it on our podcast.
That's awesome. It is so fun. And yes, the podcast, when I've gotten to come, I'm so grateful for having been on the podcast. It's so fun. I will say that this was sort of a return to form. The very first time I was on your guys' podcast, I also had audio and video issues. And so we can say that this was just a purposeful plan to bring back the good old days.
Vintage Nick, we said. No, just kidding.
Vintage, classic. Yes, their volume is a little bit low. Thank you, David. Hey, folks, if anybody listening, please let us know if there's anything else weird. I just brought the volume up, and I can bring it up more because I definitely don't want to be drowning anybody out. So let's do this. I would like to know real quick a little bit about, so cards on the table, we were talking about doing a show together, and this has been something that we've been talking about doing a little bit here for a while. And then when I sort of like went off half-cocked and posted about doing Zelda manuals, I got a message being like, this sounds fun. We should work on this together. And I was like, oh my God, this is ideal. This is ideal. So with that said, I was hoping to find out a little bit more about like your all's introduction to Zelda. Kind of like what you do on Flashback 64. What was your introduction to that? What got you to Zelda?
Well, I freaked out when I saw you post it because we're both massive Zelda fans. That's how we know each other. We both contribute and have contributed to the Zelda Dungeon.net, like Zelda fan site. We're just big Zelda nerds, and for me, it's really based on the original game. Was the first one I ever played. My grandpa introduced me to the game. He was a big Zelda fan himself, and so it's been kind of a lifelong series for me. I have like a whole long story about my grandpa in this game and my relationship to it that is probably like way longer. But I did do another plug. I did a side quest for the Fun and Games podcast where I went into like great detail about the original game and my love for it. But yeah, so it came out before I was born, but I've been a Zelda fan since basically day one.
That's awesome.
And McKenna pretty early on as well.
Yeah, I watched somebody else play way before I actually first played a Zelda game. My first was Ocarina of Time, which I saw my neighbor play when I was a young kid. And then as an older kid, when I discovered I could buy things online, I bought myself a copy of Ocarina of Time. So I played it for the first time when I was 14. And then after that, I just went through the whole series, played everything else, have played pretty much all the games, including
we're experts.
You know, a little bit of the CDI games.
Yeah, CDI
oh, you're
games.
like really committed. You're really committed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's a couple of those like weirder games that I
haven't played the Tingle games.
Yeah, we have some friends
which were not released in North America.
Yeah, we have some associates though who are experts on those games.
So that's really interesting because I'm a little bit older than both of you, and we don't need to disclose how old I am, but you know, I've been around. But so when I first played Zelda, it was like new, right? And friends had gotten it, and I remember just being like, what is going on? This thing is so much, like there's so much here. This is crazy. This is the future. Video games can't possibly look better, you know, that kind of thing. And so you all had the same sort of, like, it sounds like y'all had a similar, at least, sense of the grandeur and excitement and amaze. Like it still hit you that way despite growing up in a time where games had maybe you know, become a little bit more technologically advanced. It wasn't the newest thing. It still hit you that way.
Yeah, like I think like right when it wasn't like the game that I got super excited about at that time, specifically that game, but like I like some of my earliest like memories as a gamer are like Ocarina of Time, like kind of blowing off the, you know, the rest of the series. You know, it was like, it felt like this like crazy revolutionary thing to an 8-year-old, you know. So but like even it was kind of weird. I think no one I grew up with was really like talking about the older Zelda games as much. It was more from my family. And then when Ocarina of Time came out, it was like, it felt like that's when everyone I knew was talking about it. But I think it's because I might have been too. I was only like one year old when A Link to the Past came out, so I didn't, you know. I think I like at that age, I just kind of missed that, and I didn't know many people like with a Super Nintendo except my one neighbors, and they didn't have that game. So it went from like something that I knew within my family, and it was like a big deal to them, but then it was like this crazy big thing after that.
That's awesome. That's super cool that it was from the family. I feel like that's a very unique way to approach this thing, and probably imbues it with like even more I don't know, importance than it could otherwise if it's like just, you know, friends, playground, all that sort of stuff. That's really cool. Yeah, I remember getting Ocarina of Time was when I really, because I played it a bunch as a kid and I was like, this is incredible, but it was too smart for me. I think I like couldn't wrap my head around like the world map and all this sort of stuff. So it really wasn't until I was, this is shameful. It wasn't until I was like a teenager and I got my Ocarina of Time pre-order that I was like fully locked in. Somehow the move to 3D made it all make sense to me. But I remember very very clearly, actually, and this will be a good transition. I remember very clearly borrowing Zelda 1 from my friend Nikki. I went to French school and everybody in the class was Nick, Nicholas, or Nicolas, or Nikki. It was a like small class, and all the boys except for one who was named Remy,
Wow.
which is very on brand for French school.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Was named Nick in some capacity. But anyway, my friend Nikki had it and he loaned it to me. And like, I remember my mom being like, "Oh, did he loan you the manual too?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "The manual might tell you some stuff that you need to know about it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And then I started and I was like, "I have no idea what I'm doing." So manuals, like the video game manuals are important to me from a very young age. And maybe that was like a traumatic moment, which has led me to doing this here stream. But let's do this. Let's read some of them. Usually I like to pipe in music from the games, but I was afraid of getting a Nintendo lawyer showing up at my door like an FBI guy. So I'm keeping the music. The music, by the way, for folks who don't know, is from Andrew Elmore, who's been kind enough to let me continue to do this. Yeah. And so the grooves will be clean. That's not what people say, but that's what I'm saying. The grooves will be clean, the tunes will be slick, and the vibes immaculate. That's what we'll say. But in the meantime, they're actually not going to be immaculate for a second because I need to redo the screen thing. So give me one moment, and I'm going to pull you in. So y'all may not be able to see it for a second. Going to go here, and I'm going to quickly adjust this. I'm making some changes for people who can't see me. I am removing that, and I'm going to add in the window capture that we are currently using. If I can find you, window capture. Shoot, what did I call it in the other thread? Bear with me. Everybody, you're back. Good to see you. Discord. Okay, Discord window. Okay, back to guest reading, and then I go to this, and I go to window capture, and I look for you.
I just added Wavebeam to my MP3 player, but I can't show you because it's still plugged in.
Well, Wavebeam is so good, you guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to use the trick that I used earlier. Watch this. Alt. But I don't want to do it too much.
I can't wait to see it again.
Everybody, I'm sure that everybody who's joined for the stream, especially for the first time, like David, is stoked about this performance on my side. Ta-da!
It's kind of cool because you're seeing how it all works, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right. This was actually a behind the scenes show, and this is like movie magic. This is the adventures of like. So okay, in the chat a little earlier, I'm gonna do it again just so everybody can see, because I know, for instance, Green McKenna, you guys are a bit behind from a video standpoint. So I'm gonna go ahead and share here the link again, so to speak, for Zelda 1.
Oh yeah.
Now, fair warning, there's a lot. So let's talk through it. Let's go. We can do this the way we normally do it on Flashback 64 when I get to join. So let's just have at it. If anybody says anything in the chat, shout me out too, because it's being blocked a little bit by my screen. All right.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Do we see the Nintendo seal of quality?
Yeah.
We know it's good. Yeah.
We know it's good. Yeah. We don't even need to know anything else about the game. Like, who needs reviews? Who needs anything? But look at this thing. Look at this. You open it up and you get this long 2-pager. That's honestly pretty hard to read. Because
that's the McKenna.
The
issue.
readability back then was not good. They had not figured that out yet.
They really didn't. They didn't know, and they didn't care. They're like, sure, we'll put the black font in front of the black background. No problem. And it says a long time ago, the world was in an age of chaos. This is going to be so hard to do live. All right, well, let's give it a shot. I guess I'll start going. I don't want to take over. If anybody wants to jump in and do some reading, maybe when the text is easier to see, let me know. I don't want to steal it. In the midst of all this chaos, In the midst of all this chaos, in a little kingdom in the land of Hyrule, I gotta have like a cooler, like fantasy voice. In the land of Hyrule, a legend was being banded down from generation to generation, the legend of the Triforce, golden triangles possessing mystical powers. One day, an evil army attacked this peaceful little kingdom and stole the Triforce of power. The army was led by Ganon, the powerful Prince of Darkness. So is he just Satan at this point? Is that his level?
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward at the time.
It's just straight up the guy from hell who sought to plunge the world into fear and darkness under his rule. I'm guessing that says fearing his wicked rule, Zelda, the princess of this kingdom, split up the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 fragments and hid them throughout the realm to save the last remaining Triforce from the clutches of the evil Ganon. At the same time, she commanded her most trustworthy nursemaid, Impa. That might be the only time the word nursemaid is said in a video game manual.
Impa, one of the most iconic characters in
classic video game trope. To secretly escape into the land and to go find a man with enough courage to destroy the evil Ganon. Upon hearing this, Ganon grew angry, imprisoned the princess, and sent out a party in search of Impa. Oh, Darren Hoopke's here. What's up? This is amazing. Mortal Kombat 3 had a nursemaid. I didn't realize this. We got nursemaids all over the place. What is a nursemaid?
We should know that, right?
I have no idea what that is. I feel like I'm like telling on myself. I truly don't know what that is. Oh, you're lying. That's okay. I believe it. You could tell me that Mortal Kombat 3 has a nursemaid in it.
They could have anything in Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. I highly suggest anybody watching this. It's not nursemaid related, but I guess everything is nursemaid adjacent now in my mind. But you should, if you're around, you should read the manual to. Is it War Gods? This is just a manual plug. War Gods has some good stuff in it. Luigi is a nursemaid as well. Braving forests and mountains, Impa fled for her life from her pursuers. As she reached the very limit of her energy, she found herself surrounded by Ganon's evil henchmen. Cornered! What could she do? But wait, all was not lost. This has taken a real sudden shift into a very active voice, which I appreciate.
I like Impa has like a massive adventure here in these paragraphs for a character who is maybe not even in the game.
This is a game.
Probably not.
Yeah, this is a game. Like the entire story of the game that I remember is the guy at the beginning who gives you a sword and says, like, "Watch out, dude." Like that's the story as far as I know it. But I guess there's all this here. I like this. But all was not lost. A young lad appeared. We got a young lad. He skillfully drove off Ganon's henchmen and saved Impa from a fate worse than death. His name was Link. During his travels, he had come across Impa and Ganon's henchmen. Impa told Link the whole story of the Princess Zelda and the evil Ganon, burning with a sense of justice. Okay, Link resolved to save Zelda, but Ganon was a powerful opponent. He held the Triforce of Power. Do you think Link even knows what that is? And so, in order to fight off Ganon, Link had to bring the scattered 8 fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom together to rebuild the mystical triangle. If he couldn't do this, there would be no chance Link could fight his way into Death Mountain where Ganon lived. They gotta put different font on here. Can Link really destroy Ganon and save Princess Zelda? Only your skill can answer that question. Good luck. Use the Triforce wisely. Good luck. Good luck. Okay, are you? Yeah. Have you been poisoned with that too? Every time you hear "good luck," it's like,
yeah. Okay. Because I heard it a lot last year, like over and over. Yeah. So
you were on that. You were on that one.
I do really think I don't know what we know about Link the character, but I don't think he burns with a sense of justice. I feel bad saying that about Link, but that's not. I don't feel like that's his modus operandi.
No. Link's not a big justice guy. Yeah, you don't see Link being like Ganon is being so unfair. I'm gonna go free people. He's not he's not.
I think he's just like, I gotta go save Zelda, right?
Yeah, or yeah, very usually just a personal reason.
Yeah. Well, if this is canon, the cartoon is canon. I think he just wants a kiss.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
He-
it was all about. Yeah.
Link's just a big old horn dog. He doesn't care about justice. It's embarrassing, frankly. So we've got hints on how to destroy Ganon. I like this. This is like those of you who have had trouble playing this game, read the story below. Read carefully. It has lots of useful hints.
You know what it does? I'm pretty sure it does though. That's the thing, is they're not lying.
No, they're
It's
not.
just funny.
They've done a good listen, this manual rules. Like this manual is amazing. Look at the art. Like they put a lot into this. And you could tell Nintendo's like marketing folks went all in for this. But I like the idea that you've played the whole game and like your last recourse is going to the manual. Like, oh, I can't do this. Fine, I'll read the book. When Impa gave Link the order to destroy Ganon, she also told him of the history of the land of Hyrule, and the layout of the 9 underground secret labyrinths. These layouts should be somewhere in this booklet. Did you find them? No, we're on page 5.
The booklet itself is a puzzle.
It is a puzzle. Have you played Tunic?
Yes.
Okay. Like now that I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, Tunic really took like this. There's like some real Zelda, not just the way the art looks. Like they took some real Zelda stuff from that and put it in the manual, including like making it a whole thing.
That's why I went crazy for that.
Manual is so good. I got the physical edition, and like holding the actual manual is so beautiful. Relying on what Impa had told him, Link had to somehow make his way to Death Mountain. Link just might be able to find out where the mountain is by carefully studying where and when the monsters appear. In the forests and mountains, there are several caves, and in these caves, there live merchants who will sell Link useful items. As well as buying things here, Link can get his hands on other things that he can't get elsewhere. Like a beer. Lots of amazing things happen in the springs Link finds here and there. That was hard for me to read for some reason. The fairies will give Link a whole new supply of life hearts. These aren't the only secrets to be found. Tells us a little bit about the entrances to the underground labyrinths. There are also some entrances that are really hard to find. Nevertheless, somewhere you'll be able to find hints on how to solve these riddles. And once Link's found a labyrinth, he'll always get an item of treasure. This is great. They like really are actually giving. I was being a little flippant earlier. They really are giving us some valuable info.
I like that the bottom, they also sneak in like a little hint on the bottom. They go on to multiple pages, but that's just like they're very good with their space. They're like, let's get another hint in.
That's right. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, wait, I got something else to say. Like right before they're going to printing, there's another like Nintendo game master who's like, wait, don't print. Some of the nasties. This is also a cool like thing of its era. Some of the nasties in the labyrinth are controlled by a ringleader. We don't say nasties enough anymore.
No, Zelda could bring it back, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we will after today. Carry weapons such as boomerangs, etc., to match the enemy. This way, Link can proceed with the fight more effectively. The skill to switch over quickly to the treasure select screen, remember the sub screen, and swiftly take out the treasures is really important. If you've got this skill, Link will be able to win through to the end. You get some more information about labyrinths. I'm gonna actually push forward just a little bit because this is a long one. I don't know, anybody who was around to read the manual for Last Battle will remember that the manual for Last Battle has a great leg close-up of like a really muscular leg. I'm glad we get to see Link's
Yeah.
just,
Is it a callback?
shredded calves.
I do like it. It's like all these little hints, and they're like, yeah, for each little hint, we're gonna have its own bespoke like illustration and stuff. You know, it's crazy.
I realized this isn't Link's calves. Are these Ganon's calves? Ganon's been doing the stair
I think so.
machine.
Link's like up on a rock up high, little guy.
You're right. Link doesn't have any calves. He's kind of like a little stocky guy here. It's not like a criticism.
We
of
love
Link,
this
I'm just
version
saying.
of Link, though, right?
Hmm?
What's that?
We love this like
Oh
We
yeah.
art
we
style
love
of
this
Link.
version of Link. Yeah, Link is this is some of the best art in the world. I think I love this stuff. Um, yeah, that's true. David Hellman points out in chat we don't know if Ganon is wearing clothes, so this might actually be like a tasteful nude, if anything.
He's trying to send this to Link.
Yeah, this is like he's like draw me like your French girls, but this is the but it's draw me like your Ganon. This is beautiful stuff. Titanic reference is always a. I hated that movie. Did we ever talk about Titanic? This is a hot take. I think Titanic is a terrible movie.
What? Come
Yeah,
on.
I'm sorry. Come on.
We went and saw the like anniversary release, like the whatever updated anniversary release we went on. Did we go on Valentine's Day?
It was that weekend.
Yeah. It was very romantic, and how dare you say that?
I ruined Valentine's. I'm sorry.
Like 2 years ago or whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will say the part in Titanic where the guy hits the propeller is good. That's the part that's really stuck with me, where he like goes and he's like and kind of like spins faster. I think I took the wrong lessons away
Did you
from
laugh
Titanic.
at it?
I think maybe I was like misanthropic. But yeah. Ganon's nude for sure. I just want to call out the chat has some important factual notes. Ganon is nude there for sure. Darren Hoopy pointed out. David Hellman points out that presumably they ripped off Sexily when he transformed. I think that's probably exactly what happened. They had to get rid of that when they brought it over to the States. But that's the Jesus. David Hellman drank a 64-ounce Diet Pepsi when he saw Titanic in theaters. That's pretty impressive. I remember it was impossible to get tickets for Titanic. You'd have to like because it was like not playing in that many theaters, and it was like, but it was packed all the time. Oh, trauma. I'm getting so much. This is my trauma. Creating.
I was too young.
You're too young.
I was too young. Boobs. Wasn't allowed.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because of the tasteful nudes. Well, that's when you got to explain to your parents. But guys, Mom, it's tasteful nudes.
Tasteful. I love arguing as a child. I'm 7 years old, arguing tasteful nudity with my parents.
Yeah, 3-hour long movie. 3-hour long movie with a 64-ounce of soda in your body. Oh yeah, Darren Hupke had the grandparents do the thing where they make you look away. I think that's pretty cool. I remember having friends who were very conservative about like movies, and or their parents were, and they would do the thing where like if we'd watch a movie, we'd rent a movie, and there'd be an upcoming sex scene, and they would get up and fast forward. But the process of getting up and fast forward was always like just a little too late to be effective and super chaotic, and so it all just made us like really excited about the whole scene.
Doesn't it too?
My parents did that.
Really? It kind of you can still see what's going on though. It's just like really fast.
Yeah, you couldn't just skip all
That
the way
makes it
forward.
awkward.
You're just getting the good old like scrambled screen thing.
It never goes as fast as you want to, but there's no audio, so then you're just sitting there in silence watching this really fast sex scene play out in front of you. Like, it's worse. Just watch it.
It's weirder. And you're bringing so much more attention to it. Yeah, and like the kids are gonna see it. Kids eyesight, like we could flip through channels really fast. We can see what's happening when the video's fast forwarding. We know. We understand. I like this just because it's kind of it seems like an exceedingly grim way of saying it. Erasing an old Link character. If you decide you want to start from scratch, you can erase all the data for an old Link using elimination mode, which seems real dark to me. That's what Ganon's trying to do. He's trying to use elimination mode.
I know that I think it's in the Japanese version. It says instead of elimination or whatever. I think Metroid is like this too. I think it says kill.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool. I'm trying not to swear on my stream. I'm sorry, but that's aggressive. Well, this is from an era where like whenever you talk about like just like killing a character in a video game, they'll say kill. Like when it says like Mario kills Goombas when he jumps on them, like it talks about destroying Ganon. They're always talking about destroying your enemies.
Yeah,
it's really aggro.
I love all these different colored boxes, and like why'd they decide to make that one a different pink? It's cool.
it's a really nice pink. Like these
Yeah.
are really nice. Though I will say, like
Mhm.
jokes aside, I mean, this is a Nintendo thing, right? Like the manual design tended to be so lush, and the colors just so gorgeous. I mean, even like the text colors down here, playing with a friend, stopping the game, like it just looks so nice. Whoa, here we go. The battery is used to retain the player's data for 5 years. The life of the
Whoa,
battery may be shortened. So they're
Wow.
getting at you right there. They're like, don't expect to be doing this when you're in your 40s because the battery's not
that's
going to last.
crazy. I didn't know it was that short.
I didn't either.
Actually,
Maybe
like this playing with a
Friends.
friend is actually a very nice suggestion from
it,
them.
but like in a game like this, it's basically like playing with a friend. Buy a separate copy of Zelda and your own Nintendo, play it at your own houses, and then talk about it on Monday at school.
Yeah.
I've never seen though like a manual just be like, "Hey, take turns playing the game with other
Yeah.
people."
Turns playing this incredibly in-depth single-player experience. So there you go. So maybe I think my Legend of Zelda battery still works. My wife has. Oh no, this one is mine. I got this like really nice copy with like the map and everything in there from a
Ooh.
flea market, or not a flea market, a thrift shop back in 2011 for $3. And I think the battery still works. I'm very excited about that. My wife has Adventures of Link, and I think it still works also. So I'm very
Yes, I
sad
don't
for the
know.
day that it eliminates my Link. Uh,
A permanent compromise to a permanent end.
he's made his permanent exit. So you got this cool Zelda, or this cool Link. I will always probably default to accidentally calling him Zelda.
That's awesome. That's the number
That's a
one.
very
We have to
cute
kill you
little
now.
Link.
That's it. The
Oh, I
hero,
like this
his name
Link.
is Zelda. That's right. Link meets all sorts of
This link is
challenges.
awesome.
What's that?
These these little like
This
chibi
one with all
links.
the
Oh, I
items,
know.
I love. And this big smile.
There's a lot of these in both the manuals. Yeah,
Yes. Yes,
so good.
there's a lot. And yeah, and they're so good. The fighting starts in the overworld, a land where you cannot tell left from right. What type of places will Link fight and pursue his adventures in? Read on. You got the overworld, forests, lakes, mountains. Link must fight many enemies in a beautiful and natural world. We can be pretty certain, however, that some good-natured people living in these places will help him out and be his allies in his fight against evil. We can be pretty sure about that. That's cool. You've got the underworld, which is an underground maze of dangerous labyrinths. Link will find many more enemies living inside the labyrinths than he does in the overworld. The fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom that Link is after are hidden somewhere inside of these labyrinths. First off, use the sword. That's helpful. I think that's kind of cool. You've got different
Not
sword
bad.
types. Look at how
Not
cool
bad.
these swords are.
Yeah.
I like their like kind of like
Thick,
little
stout.
chubby swords. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Link's chubby sword. We've got I this is like after dark. I'm being very I'm being ribald. Ribald, is that how you pronounce it? Or ribald? Uh
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, I
it's
guess.
that's right. The margarita rules for streaming are in effect, and we can say anything we want to. um I think, what does the X2 mean? I've never really known how you actually get to the
Hmm.
magical sword where he shoots it off. What does the X2 mean?
It does more,
Uh,
more
Damage
damage.
multiplier.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Damage. Okay.
So you find the white sword. You find guarded by some Lionel near the waterfall that's in the game. In a
Okay.
cave, there's another old man, and then the magical sword you find in the graveyard. You push one of the gravestones. There's a secret passage, and there's an old man down there who will give you the magical sword.
Okay. I
And
think you
you
okay.
really want to get those. You really want to get those.
I think we're
Mhm.
now understanding. I'm now understanding why I had such a hard time with this as a kid, because I think I still didn't really realize that. This game is like, again, I don't think I'm smart enough to truly wrap my head around the ins and outs of the original Zelda, because I did not realize that. You got
Yeah,
Link.
it's so crucial.
It's critical. I don't think I've ever actually beaten it, and that might not be surprising based on everything that I'm saying right now. But I don't think that I've ever actually beaten it. That's right, Darren Hupke. Nick, I am great at reading and bad at comprehension. Not just reading comprehension, importantly, just all comprehension. I think is abundantly clear to me. This, let's just go with year. So white hearts
Another
tell you
cute
how.
link.
What's that?
Another cute link.
I know,
Just
look
a
at this
great
guy.
Yeah.
This guy's
love
cute,
it.
but he's doing a lot of violence. Like he looks really cool, but he's hurting somebody for real in that picture. You got treasures, the magic, and the mystery. Rubies are used as the money
Wow.
in this kingdom.
Rubies, huh?
Yeah. So does this mean canonic? Have they been wrong ever since? Like they just keep doing a typo ever since? They mean rubies, but it keeps auto-correcting in recent games to rubies. Rubies are the money used in the kingdom. They sometimes appear when Link disposes of of the enemy, when he destroys them.
I can't even react to that. I
When he
don't even know what to
disposes of
say.
them. uh,
Good job, Agent Link.
yeah, good job,
I
Link.
think of like
Yeah.
he's doing Hitman.
Have you disposed of your target? Yes, I've killed like an octopus. Yeah. You've got the heart container. Look at this art over here. I like this
Ooh la
lion
la.
on the key. The lion on the key looks real
Mhm.
perturbed.
Mhm.
He looks
Let's-
really
yeah.
mad here, but he's smiling in this picture. If you can see that.
He's very nice. He's a cute little guy.
Yeah.
You know, I think they did away with rubies after this game, but I think the CDI games still call them rubies,
That's great.
Mhm.
which I appreciate. They stuck with the original canon.
That's cool. Because I'm guessing that the people who made the CDI game like never touched any of the Zelda games except for maybe the first one for a few minutes. Like that's kind
Like,
of the vibe that I get.
rubies, yeah.
We'll
I
stick
just
with that,
watched the
sure.
cartoon.
Oh yeah, I think the cartoon they might call them rubies too. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm
See,
pretty
that's
sure.
the Link that
Oh,
I
don't know.
think of. That's the Link. Yeah, that's the Link that I think of. Not the guy seeking justice. The guy with a strong sense of justice burning inside.
Yeah, that's why the
Um,
movie's not gonna succeed, is because they're not gonna adapt the proper version of Link to
Yeah.
the screen. You know.
Did you see the thing someone posted where they were pitching John Cena to play Link? I thought that was
Oh
that was
boy.
that was something that I was ready for. I figured John Cena as Link would be kind of neat. So
Give him a
you've got
shot,
all
yeah.
these different things. You've got a map, you've got a power bracelet. There's not too much there, but the bracelet gives Link amazing inner strength. He can even lift giant rocks. So it gives him inner strength, but then also just like regular strength, which is good.
Yeah, right. That's something we've just always taken for granted in the series. Is you get a bracelet and you
Yeah.
get really strong. Is that based on some type of mythological thing, or we're just it all makes sense, right? I've never questioned it.
I mean, that's like a friendship
Okay.
bracelet,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
You slap a friendship bracelet on you, and then you've got the power of
A
friendship.
slap bracelet.
A slap bracelet. You get a slap bracelet, and then nothing can hurt you. So feel free to do whatever you want because you're going to be just fine. David Hellman points
Maybe
out that I
Link does
think
care about.
doing what we all did, which was hoarding our family's ladders, candles, and raft in our bedroom, just in case. I think we needed it.
Just yeah,
I
that is
like-
true. Like these are mostly household objects.
Yeah.
A watch.
It was like Miyamoto was on a deadline and he'd been procrastinating to like come up with the game until the day before it was due, and then he just had to walk around and come up with items based on what he had in the house. I like this. Link is saying, "Stop right there."
That's him delivering justice. That
That's-
Octorok was shoplifting.
Cute little Octorok.
he's disposing of his enemy right here, just absolutely like clobbering this guy right in the face. So yeah, so there's bombs, you get all that kind of stuff. Here's Link having a swig of something. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, some of that water of life. Yeah.
Link's a booze hound. Maybe that's the burning sense of justice he feels inside, is the hooch he's pounding.
You know,
let's see.
I never used the enemy bait like on enemies. Like to I like
Oh,
the Octoroks. Like this doesn't work for some of the enemy.
that seems like a cool idea they didn't completely flesh out, I feel like, for this game. Let's get the Triforce
It is a
together.
required item.
It is. Oh, see, This is what I don't
Yeah.
remember. I must have not played this game in quite some time. I'm realizing
There's-
this now.
It's one of my favorite parts of the game is there in one of the dungeons. There's like a Goria that's on a screen.
The Hungry Gory.
Hungry Goria, and it just says grumble grumble. And the way to get past him is to place down the meat,
The meat.
and he goes away. And it's just that's like one of the best bits of the game. You have to in this dungeon you have to have bought the meat from a merchant to bring to the dungeon.
It's awesome. That's pretty good. Okay, so see, there we go.
Game
It's
design.
just not great for Octoroks, maybe. I like here that we do get a whirlwind, but they didn't give us a cool piece of art. So it's just sort of this like I got to throw something in there. That's again somebody from
Wow.
the Nintendo expert gamer team came running over and was like, "You forgot the whirlwind, quick!"
They're doing
we got the-
Scanline Sunday is what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Oh man, this image right here would have been they didn't know, but this would be such a hit in 2024 on Blue Sky.
Also, that Triforce looks like really tasty.
Oh, this
It
one?
looks like a big
It's a
gummy.
treat.
It does. Oh yeah, it looks like it's like jiggly. I like that. Oh man. Ooh, delicious Triforce.
Triforce Jello.
We gotta make
That's-
some, yeah.
That's delicious. In order to get a hold of the 8 Triforce fragments, Link must first move around above ground and find an entrance to the underground labyrinths. So let's introduce some basics of how to travel in the overworld. I like this. Okay, you've started the game. Now, first of all,
Hold on.
yeah. Okay, wait. You're getting a good start, but hold on before you run off. That's like when I put the roller skates on my kids. I'm like, okay, wait, you guys, before you go off, please be careful. Now, first of all, look at the top left of the main screen. You see a little map there. This is Link's radar. You can use it to check roughly where he is. If you're playing for the very first time, you should be able to find Link at the scene in the photo on the right. That's pretty helpful. Right, Ali goes, right. So good. So far, so good. Now use the cross button to move Link across the edge of the screen. When you get there, it scrolls
cross
right and the
button.
screen changes over to the neighboring screen. Do the same again and Link moves on to the next screen. That's how we can keep Link moving on to new scenes and new
Hold on.
adventures.
I know they want to teach people how to like move screen to screen, but I'm like, you don't want to leave that. You don't get your sword. You don't want to leave the screen yet.
Yeah,
They got too excited.
kind
They're
of
like,
missing important stuff here.
That's
They
kind
got
of
too
like what I
excited, like,
love
"Check
about
it
this
out."
game.
They're kind of sending you to your death.
Like, I don't know what the difference would be in like making the game, but I love that they don't just start you with the sword. Like, you have to do the extra work of going in that first cave and talking to the guy. And like, that's one of the, like, that's like you said, it's like the number one thing people remember about this game. So it's kind of cool.
it's really cool. Yeah, I like that they're just like, check it out. We have like different screens. They're just excited about how many screens they have. They want you
You
to
won't
see
know
all of them.
left from right.
You don't know where you are. You don't know what the hell is happening to you. There's a real sense of confusion permeating this whole thing. Link can meet all sorts of people above ground, not just enemies. We get some cool little pixel art guys for Scanline Sundays.
Yeah,
all-
no art for that.
All sorts of people are hiding in the caves above ground. Old men, little old ladies, and merchants. Sounds like the economy. Sounds like there's a real like problematic economy going on in Hyrule. If this is where everybody's
It's a war
hanging out.
economy.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds like America. When Link meets them, he can buy all sorts of weapons and get them to tell him lots of useful information. He can get them to tell him things. To buy things from the merchant, get Link to pick up what he wants. If Link's going to pay money or some valuable information, then get him to the point where the number of rubies he wants to pay. The merchant will ignore Link, however, if he hasn't got enough rubies. So now we got some nasty
Cold
characters.
shoulder.
Yeah, they'll just
This
ignore
art
you.
is so good.
Look at this art. Jeez Louise. We've got the tech
So
type.
good.
This Octorok not as cute.
No.
No.
No, look, he's real angry. He's got some real messed up teeth. Space Astrocat has an actual reason why everybody's living in caves, maybe because it's like the dark Hyrule timeline where people are living in caves. Because the overworld
There
is
are
one of
no,
the
like,
game's
There are no like civilization like
Mhm.
towns or anything. And then it's funny when you play the second game, they've got all the towns or whatever, and they're I've seen people do maps where they place like the overworld of this game into the overworld of like Zelda 2 to try to like line it up and be like, this is how it works out. So it's like when you're playing the first one, you're in just like this open like area where there are no people or civilizations or something.
And then in the
It's
second,
very
they're
like
like,
Breath
okay,
of the Wild.
now there's people.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh man, Zelda 2. Well, we'll get to Zelda 2. We may not have time to do all of it
Mhm.
today because I will have a meeting to go to, but we'll get there and we'll get to see some people, hopefully. Maybe we'll get some character bios in the second manual. I don't actually know. That'd be pretty cool though. But we get some Tektites. These spidery things jump about all over the place. Red ones move about a lot, and blue ones move only a little. Tektites have little fighting power. The Octoroks are a type of octopus that lives above ground. There are two types, red and blue. Watch out for the blue ones. They're mean. They spit out rocks at Link. You got Lever. They live in the ground and eat up the energy of the creatures that approach them. Blue levers are a little stronger, but the red ones don't have that much attacking power. You got Peahat. I didn't know this one was called Peahat. Has little attacking power. This is the ghost of a flower that bounces and flutters around the place. Link can eliminate it only when it's standing still.
It's a
Target
ghost.
eliminated. Is it Moblin? Is that a typo? Weren't these Moblins?
Yeah, that is a typo. That's interesting. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Take down everybody. If anybody's in chat has an in at Nintendo of America, please write down all the typos and errors, and we'll get the gamers on them to fix it. That'll go great. Yeah, Ghost of a Flower is like a beautiful. It's a beautiful phrase. I like to hear Ghost.
Yeah, I
of a
wonder what
Flower.
what the translation, like what it originally implied or
originally
meant,
was.
because they never depict these as like ghosts or anything
Ghost.
in the series.
Ghost of
They're
a
just
Flower.
like plant creatures. Yeah.
We've got the Moblins, a bulldog-like goblin who lives in the forest. He attacks by throwing spears, a little bit meaner than Octorok. We have Armos.
On the mean scale, a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are nasty. They're mean. A soldier who's been turned into a stone statue. That was a true story. That was one of my childhood fears, is getting turned into a stone statue. Because I saw a movie where it happened. He moves and attacks if touched by Link. He has a fair amount of attacking power. We've got Genie, the ghost who lives in the graveyard. There are two types. There are Genies who are there from the beginning of the game, and those who appear when Link touches the gravestone. Genies have about the same attacking force as Armos. And then you've got Lionel, the guardian who attacks all those who come near Death Mountain. Watch out, he's pretty strong. I mean, I bet. And Link's little shield can't stop his sword.
His little shield.
Link's little shield. I hope we're getting to the bullying Link portion of the manual. We've got Zola, half fish, half woman, who lives in the water. When she sticks out her head, or when she sticks her head out of the water, she lets out a ball that Link's little shield can't hold back.
I think because you have to get like there's like a level 2 shield. Maybe that's what they're.
Oh,
you know,
like
they're,
his little
shaming.
shield. Okay.
Well, you have to buy those, so there's it's sort of like another way their economy kind of flourishes off of violence, you know.
I mean, listen, in video games, everything flourishes off of violence.
Half woman. I didn't know the Zolas were like canonically. Is it one woman? Like because you only have to see one at a time.
Yeah, it says one. It doesn't say women.
Right.
So there's just one Zola. That's
yeah.
something we've never considered.
They're like extremely endangered, and Link is determined to eliminate them. It's so sad. I like this. The rocks, they crumble off Death Mountain and fall down to attack Link. He can't destroy these natural nuisances. You got fairies. Fairies live in the springs here and there. They have a magical power that turns all of Link's life hearts back to red. You can find them at the... Sorry, that's also a secret. Oh, they almost got us. Caves are not the only places you can see. What was that you said? What was that you said? I looked for the caves in every nook and corner, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Well, you know.
Well, idiot.
You dumbass, stupid kid. Well, you know, they're not only in the places you can see. Link just might be able to pass through the pathways. He hasn't been able to get through by using something else. Get the gist? This is the bullying portion of the manual.
Bullying the player more so.
Good God. You got
I
the
love they
underworld.
start all these with okay.
Okay. It's this guy.
Okay.
It's like a coach. It's like they got like a high school basketball coach to write this manual.
All
Yeah.
right, here's what you're gonna do.
All right, kids, before we climb the rope, we're going to talk about the underworld. Now that Link's found an entrance to the labyrinth, he can at last begin his fight to find the Triforce fragments. Once he steps into the underground labyrinths, and an above-ground radar at the top left of the screen turns into the radar of the labyrinths. What's more, if Link has the map of the labyrinths, then the map will also be displayed on the radar. I think that's pretty cool. If the level is too tough for Link, judging from previous experience, then it'd be wiser to get out, and fast. So yeah, Link walks around. Just in the interest of time, I'll sort of scroll through and just highlight some of these cool links. Link practicing poor fire safety by running around with an open flame. And Link looking deeply confused with his little shield. I know, it's so
his
sweet.
little shield.
His little shield. We've got the different 9 labyrinths, and we've got the different icons over here.
These are sweet.
These are pretty impressive. Like, these are pretty cool looking. Look at the lion. Death Mountain is that's like a classic skull face.
Here.
And the dungeon layouts do resemble these shapes, which is so cool.
So
like some are a bit more abstract because they're all like on one thing together, so they kind of like puzzle piece them together, but they pretty much all look like what they're trying to depict, which is sweet.
So cool. This thing was such a mind-blowing experience back then. Like, even for me, a dumb kid who didn't quite understand how it worked, I was like, it's incredible. Like, looking back at it, it's insane. Like Nintendo just drops this game, like, fully formed, this incredible thing. It's wild. We'll go through these kind of quick, if that's okay, just to make sure that I can we can at least get through this manual. Folks watching, if you're mad that we didn't get to the second one, that's my bad. That's my fault for let's say doing a rookie move with the stream technology. But we've got Zol and Gel. Sounds delicious. Jelly-like monsters that walk around bouncing around the labyrinth. When Link cuts Zol, it splits into 2 gels. Gel has little attacking power, but Zol has twice the power of Gel. We got Rope. Snake named Rope. A poisonous snake that has made the labyrinths its home. It senses other creatures quickly and suddenly comes after them. And Link, for that matter, which I had taken as a given, but once it has found them out, this one hasn't got a lot of attacking power. You got Vyre and Keese. I love the Keese eyeballs in Breath of the Wild. Vyre is a devil that controls the Keeses. When Link cuts it with his sword, now we're getting into just cutting things, which is cool. Keese is weak, Vyre's a little stronger, and then Stalfos is a skeleton that's got a sword in each hand, which sounds terrifying, but luckily has little attacking power. You got the Wall Master. It takes you back to the beginning. Yeah, it's scary. That's a scary one. That one to me is very scary. You got Gorilla. You got Wizrobe. Shout out if there's anybody you want to talk about, by the way. He's pretty strong. Watch out. You got Dark Nut, the knight who lives in the labyrinths. Dark Nut. We just finished. We like Dark Nut December. We got Paul's voice.
This is good. The Pole's voice is good.
A ghost with big ears and a weak point. He hates loud noise. That's right. He's just hungover.
Didn't know it was a ghost either. But also, they say it hates loud noise because in the the original version, the Japanese release, they had a microphone, and you would like kill them by yelling into the microphone. Yeah, but you just have to use your sword or bow or whatever to kill them in the US release.
It's a very like, in fairness, like real on-brand thing to do from a localization standpoint. It's like, let's just change this to be about violence for the American kids. That's kind of cool that you could speak into the Famicom mic. Although probably pretty gross. Kids were not super careful about like spittle when they speak.
All over your controller.
Yeah, just a controller covered in saliva. We got likes. We got Gibdo, the Mummy Man. He's got some strange powers and some pretty powerful attacking force. You got Moldorm, not so strong. Dodongo, a giant rhino. Hasn't got so much attacking power, although, I don't know, take a look at him. You got Manhandla. which is a cool name. A large man-eating
Yeah.
flower
Good
with
boss.
hands sticking out in all 4 directions. It moves faster as it loses its hands. It's pretty mean, so high on the meanness scale. So watch out. Aquamentus. It emits mean
Yeah,
beams.
A
Yeah,
legend.
we got
the
mean
best.
beams. We got Patra. So be on your toes because he's a bunch of flying eyes. We got Dig Dogger. So I'm not like,
Big
sure.
sea urchins.
Dig Dogger, go
I
for it.
didn't
Like,
know
go
that.
for it. Name it whatever you want. In spite of their big bodies, they shrivel up when attacked. I mean, whom amongst us
No, they
doesn't? They
don't.
come on pretty strong. Goma.
You have to play the flute to make it small and attack it.
Oh,
So I
see,
don't even think that's a good hint.
that's a bad hint. They're in Dig Dogger's pocket. They're trying to throw us off his scent so that he can attack us and kill
Yeah.
us. Attack its weak point Goma with a special weapon. You got Gliok, who's a huge dragon that has 2/4 heads and spits out beams at Link. Heads that Link cuts off from its body fly around in the air. Yeah, that's pretty scary. You got the head. They got the head of Gliok right there, and then Bubble, the spirit of the dead. So that's pretty scary to me. You get traps and stone statues. You've really got to watch out. Then we'll just quickly mention this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through all of this, but we'll fast forward through things. And now to the fight to death with Ganon. Link is appropriately frightened by this like Ringu style question mark. It's very scary
Fair.
stuff.
Yeah.
Link has collected the 8 fragments and completed the Triforce of Wisdom. Now he's ready to fight Ganon in the depths of Death Mountain. What is Ganon? What's Ganon like? Nobody knows. Nobody has lived to tell the tale. Well, if anybody here was paying attention earlier in the manual, one thing we know about Ganon is that he's got gigantic calves, ripped calves. So that's,
You can find him. You won't
so
miss him.
you can find him. You can find him. So you can't miss him. So you got the Legend of Zelda ABCs. I just think this layout is really slick. I like this kind of.
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome.
It's like a guide to get to the first dungeon. It's pretty great.
It's really great, and I could have used this manual as a kid. My mom was right. After all of this, your first attempt at
Yeah.
the Legend of Zelda, and you're probably thinking to yourself that it's very hard.
McKenna, you can probably attest to this. We have a lot of people like in our community who are always trying it for the first time, like younger people, and they're always like, "All right, I'm trying this game. I'm trying my best. I don't want to use a guide or anything." And it's like, no, it's
meant to be
you're
used.
supposed to.
Yeah.
They gave you a manual. Like they gave it to you in the manual. If they gave it to you in the manual that came with the game, it's like just go for it, right? Like that seems like a pretty fair way to do it. And use a manual, right? Use a guide no matter what, right? Like as long as you're having fun. I think that's the key. Keep on fighting in the forest. Seems like bad advice, but okay. Go north and take the lake, cross the bridge. This just tells you where to go. We get a nice map of the overworld or the underground. Oh, here we go. Here's how to get everywhere. So there's a map of the overworld. That's kind of neat. Sorry, it's a little bit hard for everyone to see.
Pretty cool. It's like trying to like suggest like, hey, this is kind of the region you want to be in between level 1 and 2. And then they eventually on like the next like actual page kind of give you a wider layout of the world, but they still kind of obscure some things. So they like in the manual, almost like a game would, they kind of reveal more information to you. So you're kind of meant to like, I think, play along a little bit, and they give you a ton of useful hints at the end.
It's so cool. This is such a cool thing. Like as always, we joke, right? When we're doing these manual things, it's like we laugh because there's like silly stuff and funny, like of the era stuff. But like the amount of effort and love that went into this, or at least care. I don't know about love. I don't want to speak for anybody, I guess. Except for the love that went into defining Ganon's calves. I think that this is just an incredible piece of work. Like they did a lot of good stuff here. And this makes it really not seem like that daunting of a game when you look at it this way.
Yeah. If you go further on, they even like give you a guide on how to like make a map, like chart your own map.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God. I thought we were just at the FCC regulations.
Yeah, no, see here they've got this for the overworld. And then they also on the next page are like, here's how you map out the dungeons.
Holy moly. Oh, this is
Yeah,
okay. So okay, this was a separate map, right? That came with it. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I remember this. Man, oh boy, look at these scan lines.
yeah. People are going hooting and hollering for those now.
People are
Everyone's
cla-
pounding this on the table.
they're yeah, exactly. They're chanting, they're pounding. Boy, oh boy, those beautiful monitor shots. They should have put in the manual what monitor they were taking these pictures off of.
Right.
So there you go. You asked for it. Here it is, the complete guide to level 1 and 2 Labyrinth. It's right in there. So there you go. And you get that nice gold to close it out.
The one crucial thing I want to point out here at the end is that Impa recounts Zelda's parting words. This section of the manual is like the most important part of the entire manual. It gives you like the most useful hints, like more than any character in the game, I think.
Oh, no kidding.
Like they tell you where to find like some of the later more obscure dungeons that are hiding.
Whoa, you're right. Oh my god, I didn't even see. Good catch. Good catch. Yeah, Impa's like
I've listened to this a lot.
Impa's like in real danger or dying or whatever, and is like, Link, before you go, please know the mysterious sealed entrance to the level 7 labyrinth is in the brown dead forest. Go to the far, like giving extremely detailed instructions as she's dying. This is incredible.
Part of me thinks maybe they were like at the, because it's on this map that came with it, right? So maybe at the last minute they were like, we should sneak this in there somewhere.
This is amazing.
Like someone will read it and it'll help.
It gives us this really cool Link who's on his side right here, but such a cool thing. Again, just like the art, man, this is just an undefeated era of stuff. This is so cool. Man, yes. Legend of Zelda.
What a game.
Should people check it out? Check it out today? Yeah. Ask for it for Christmas?
I think it's such a cool, it's become maybe my favorite game of the series. Like,
that's so cool.
After it's one that's like the most replayable game, and I feel like it's like the most pure version of like what the whole series is about is this game. So
it is really something. I got to get back into it, and I got to actually beat it. It's I need to know more about it, and I need to know how to get the third cool sword so I can actually figure out how to beat the game. I'm realizing now that might have been a big blocker for me.
When you do, it feels good.
Let's do this. How do y'all have a few more minutes, or do you have to screen them?
We got time.
We're
I was gonna say, I won't have time to go through the entirety of this, but if anybody's around, just because I'm here, still for a little bit longer, if anybody wants to stick around, we can maybe look at the beginning of the adventure of Link. Does that sound okay to folks?
Sure. Yeah.
And I guess we'll do it. Yeah, we'll take a look. I also like this. I think this blue against the silver or the gold background is real neat. They thank us, of course, for selecting the Nintendo Entertainment Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link pack. We got to get back to calling video games packs, P-A-K. I think that's cool.
I know.
So I like this
long story.
This is a very long story. Maybe we won't read all of it. I will just say this: the story of the adventure of Link reminds me of the that Mr. Show skit, the story of the story of the story of the story of Everest. I don't know if you've ever seen Mr. Show, but it's a good scene. At the end of a fierce fight, Link overthrew Ganon, took back the Triforce, and rescued Princess Zelda. However, is it all really finished? Many seasons have passed since then, which sort of seems like an aside that they kind of just threw in there.
Yeah, by the way.
And by the way, there's been some time, so let's see. This is a long one.
I know it's so like it's worth like you should read it sometime, because it's like there's like a prince in here who turns evil and puts a stuff you just never would hear about in the game, you know.
This is what we'll do then. This is what we'll do is we'll cut for today. That way, don't have to rush it, because I think this one is owed some good stuff. So I think that's exciting. and then we'll do another one of these if you guys are up for it, where you join and we go through Zelda 2.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Okay, this is a lot of fun. Thank you. This is so fun. This is like different and fun, and I apologize if I'm like a little bit awkward to anybody watching because I'm like new to this. I've never hosted a thing before, so I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off or moving too fast or slow.
No.
I don't know.
I'm glad we could be a part of this experience.
I'll send out like a Google form for like a performance management review after this, so everybody can provide some feedback.
Give you a grade. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like rating 2 out of 5. Continued growth needed. We've got. I'll just call this out before we go. That you can make a new link over here, and that if you want to change link, you can select link you want by selecting the elimination mode. So they don't just talk straight up about eliminating link anymore, but you can still eliminate your link if you need to. So
yeah,
there we go.
I like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Elimination mode.
They're stuck. They're like, yeah, no, you're killing him. You're killing Link, and he's gone forever. But it's your choice, kid. I like this though. When I have no more lives left, that's the end of me.
That's when you got to post on your page.
I did. I did post that on my page the other day, and it's the one that has gotten by far the most. This is such a clout-brained, broken-headed thing to say out loud, but like it's gotten by far the most engagement of any post on the Instruction Derby Blue Sky page. It's so cool.
That suits this character more, don't you think?
Yes.
He's just sort of like, what, if I die. What can I do? Yeah.
Yeah, if I die, not much I can do about that, kid. Yeah. I don't see this version of Link with a burning desire to enact justice like we did in the last one. So there we go. So we'll do this one in full on another episode. And in the meantime, I'll go skedaddle so that I can head up a meeting and take care of some EOY stuff. I'm at the time of year at work where I get to say EOY a lot, end of year. That's exciting. So I get, I can reach out to colleagues, make some last minute alignments with key stakeholders, and we'll all sync back up again right before EOY. That's how every one of my messages today has read. Wow. It makes me want to go to sleep. But
good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I've ruined this entire stream by saying that. But thank you both so much. Before we go, is there anything that y'all want to say, or again, what's the word? Like and subscribe, pitch,
plug,
stump, plug.
Yeah, just
plug.
go check out our show. And we haven't talked about Zelda on there yet, but we talk a lot about it over at Zelda Dungeon. But yeah, check out our show, Flashback 64. We just posted we got sweatshirts.
Yeah. We're updating our merch.
Yeah.
That is okay. I'm gonna pick that up. The show is so good, y'all. I know I've said it before. Usually, like after we've streamed or after we've gotten to do an episode or something, but the show is so good and so fun, and I love I love just hearing your experiences with these games and other your guests, and then also just like a deep dive into this stuff. Like, how often do you get to hear about what is the one that Aero Fighters Assault? Right, like how often do you get to like actually hear about that sort of thing? I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and we love doing the manual reading episodes with you, and so it was really nice to get to be able to come on here and do it. So thank you.
Let's do it again. Zelda 2. I'm off. I think I do not get to do a stream next week for folks. I'm going to be at an on-site from Tuesday morning through Friday morning, so it might be a little bit dicey. So this might be this might be something that we do to wrap up before EOY, and we'll get back to this, but we'll sync up and align on a good window of time for that. I hate myself. I'm sorry. I hate doing this. Thank you. And also thank you. Happy birthday, Ryu, to EOY, as Andrew Elmore points out in the chat. Happy birthday, Ryu, to everybody for joining. Thank you all for coming in the chat and chatting. I was a little bit distracted today, so I'm sorry if I missed some comments, but the comments I did see were good and cool, and I am grateful for them. So thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Gui McKenna. See y'all later.
Bye.
I'm gonna end with the music video to Road Blaster, so folks can enjoy that if they want to. But I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye, everybody. I want to see.
If you want the perfect